What's good, guys? It's Thursday, Friday here at Everyday Struggle, Nadeska, Akademiks, Wayno, and the City Boys. What's good with you today?
Rocking team jersey, just holding it down, for my fellow brothers in the struggle. You feel me? How y'all doing?
Great. Fantastic.
Yo, you so ridiculous. I'm good. I feel good this morning. How you act?
Finally made it to Thursday.
Yes.
You barely made it to Thursday.
Barely made it to Thursday, but we at Thursday.
We're at Thursday.
This is the first week. We got to get back into some habits to make sure we continue this shit. This shit was a hard one this week. Monday was straight.
Yo, is this going to become a night show?
A night show?
It should be a serious conversation.
Hell no.
No? Okay. All right.
He's working night. Only security guards. For real. Like, they really watching us.
Oh, man.
All right, man. Let's start today with B.O.B. So last weekend, my guy Bobby Ray was the victim of one of those internet death hoaxes. So there was an RIP B.O.B. Facebook page that got nearly 1 million likes after the fake news report. So shortly after that, his reps did release a statement saying that it wasn't true. And then he uploaded this video to Twitter. He was really pissed about all the fake love.
I fucking hate you fucking niggas. You niggas ain't support me worth a shit while I was fucking living. And now that I'm fucking dead, you want to talk about, oh, I love B.O.B. and I love his music and I love all this shit. Fuck you. Fuck you.
This is how I'm going to be in the grave. I'm not even mad at this. Can you even be upset at him? But why did he say now that I'm dead? Bobby Ray, my guy.
Yo, wait. So, wait. Who started the page?
I have no idea.
Wait, they made a page.
Some asshole.
That said B.O.B. died. Like, all right, I'm happy he's not dead. Let me first say
I'm
that.
mad. But go ahead.
First off, let me say I'm happy he's not dead.
Same.
But this shit is hilarious because you never really get to see artists react to their supposed deaths. Mm-hmm. And like we said, now that I'm dead, like y'all niggas ain't love me when I was alive. Now that I'm dead, y'all love me.
Fuck all of y'all.
Yeah, it seems like B.O.B. is going through some things.
What's good? What if I uploaded a video like this? I do the same shit. Then you would say Nadeska's going through something.
Well, yeah, because you shouldn't upload no video. Like, you just giving niggas ammo to clown you. Like, you should upload no video.
I don't think this is clown worthy though. Like, I be mad as fuck.
Me too.
like B.O.B. can't upload nothing personally that would get 1 million likes. And now y'all got a whole page that he's dead? You know what I mean? Like clearly that shit was so convincing. He's like, yo, I'm dead. This sounds like a video of somebody who's in the casket shouting at everybody. Like, y'all niggas never wanted to chill, but now I'm gone, y'all here?
What if this is a social experiment?
What do you mean?
That he conducted?
I mean, what if it was a social experiment? What if he made the page?
I mean, that might be interesting. but if I'm him, I gotta drop the album on the page. I mean, you gotta drop the album on the.
No, I've always you wonder. Like, I mean, everybody's gonna say that they liked you more when you die, but it's like.
The real question is, what happened to B.O.B.? Like on a real situation.
Okay.
Really thinking about it, career-wise.
I think what happened was he came out. He had like these big hit records that kind of was pop, and then I remember I don't want to quote it, but I remember him seeing something saying like, that's not the type of music that he came up on or he wanted to do.
Because
so he
wasn't, yeah. Yo, so that, we were just talking about this. I think it's B.O.B. versus Bobby Ray. Mm-hmm. Like, I was a fan, like, when he put out his first music. It was great tape. He played mad instruments. He's a super musical dude. And then, yeah, those first few records he got were, like, super pop. It was, like, a little bit left field, and then things got a little confusing there.
Because remember, Lupe said that Atlantic had gave him beautiful girls, and he didn't want to do it. Right, but B.O.B. he popped off, but people accept you how they met you. So I think for mainstream, everybody expected him to keep making those type of records, and then when he wanted to kind of do what he was more known for doing, it kind of like offset his fan base a bit.
So you guys might be bigger B.O.B. fans than me, because I've only heard a lot of the poppy super like you could tell there's some talent. You could hear there's some talent there, but like I mean the music he was making, are you telling me that there's like some other shit that he really wanted to make?
Yeah. His earlier music was amazing, and he's super talented. That's crazy. He could like rap, sing, and play mad instruments. So the pop records.
Well, that's what I kind of think too. Like in evaluating, and we see with artists sometimes where they're super talented, but. Sometimes having talent all over the place leads to you not necessarily doing what might make you happy.
Yeah.
It's like what makes you happy versus what actually pays the bill.
Or when you make a big, like, massive record, if that's not the record that you like are known for making, like how you say, what you call the fans act up, the casual fan, right? That's what they want from you all the time. So it's like when you start doing other shit, then they start looking like, what is this? I think I seen that kind of happen with Ludacris. Like Ludacris, he always had like the bouncing girl, like the freak nasty song or whatever. But then he started making like certain type of records and when he started saying, yo, I rap, people who really fans of Ludacris know that. But other people who know him for Roll Out and fucking all types of records, they were just like, what? Like, they not listening to them type of joints. So I think it's kind of hard to bounce back into what you was when you have such a massive success with a record like that.
And he tried, because the next projects there was some pop, but then I feel like he had singles in a bit that were like a little bit more street.
Right.
It was definitely a little bit all over.
It's like tomorrow, A Boogie starts rapping like Conway. That shit is gonna throw everybody off. Like and no disrespect to either one of them, because they're both very good at their crafts. But if Conway starts fucking singing and doing melody, you'd be like, what? Like, what the fuck is this? So I think like with B.O.B, he just was like, I wouldn't say a victim, because he had success, and I think he probably liked those records, but that's not who he really was as an artist. And I think that's what kind of got it misunderstood. And I'm pretty sure tons of things went on in between that.
Okay, so you guys give me some basis on like his career. I don't know, for what I've seen, just again, I'm not that big of a fan, you know, to have been watching or knowing his earlier stuff before he super popped off, or been following that much. So I see the surface level bullshit that pops up on social media.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I felt like there was a point that he became the joke. Like whether people were clowning his views on flat earth and all that type of shit, like he kind of became the joke, almost like on some Bow Wow shit. It's like wherever he says, like we're like, yo, that's just B.O.B, that nigga's crazy. And I don't know if that affected him, because like hearing him lash out now is like, yo, wait, y'all been clowning me all this time and now you care about me? Like, cause I'm dead? You know what I mean? So like, that's what I kind of felt, but it's interesting to match that up with where his music career is, because I do think if that was at a place where, you know, like popular artists get these type of like fake stories that pop off and they'll come out and just like squash it. He felt kind of personally offended, like, and not like the story happened.
Like,
no, it's not that the story happened. It's like, yo, you niggas finally care now? Like I feel like that's coming from frustration of, y'all niggas have been showing me a deaf ear or laughing at me or whatever the case is for the last couple of years. But now everybody got a sob story. Fuck out of here.
Hey man, J.I.D said it best. You know, dead rappers get better promotion. You know,
Do you think he should drop the album?
You said, do I think he should drop an album? I don't know what he should do. I don't know where he's at. Like, I don't know where he's at. I think that the way music, because he also came into the game when like physical was still a big thing, being in front of people's faces was a big thing. I think that if he can rebuild like his core fan base on top of the music that he likes to do, then he should do it. There's no better time than to do it but now. You
know who ended his career, if his career is done? It's Neil deGrasse Tyson, the little astronaut dude. Like
the little astronaut dude.
The science nigga.
Yep.
When he said the flat earth thing, and the nigga did like a whole 20-minute video exposing him, saying the earth is round.
Okay, because in all fairness, that's some wild shit for him to say.
You believe the earth flat?
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know. I gotta ask.
No, you know what's crazy? I don't believe. Like, I mean,
wait.
No.
Please don't say something.
Wait
crazy.
No, I'm not. No,
wait up, no.
I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, right? While I believe that the earth is round, right? That's what I was taught to believe my entire life. I've never fucking seen the earth myself outside of earth. I don't believe that the earth is flat. I'm just saying, like, of course you can Google it. I'm just saying that, like, when people start getting into conspiracy theories, and you know how there's people that they find something wrong with everything, all I'm saying is that I believe that the earth is round is because that's what I was taught to believe my entire life. There's tons of things that I was taught to believe my entire life that weren't what it was. The earth is a totally different story. I don't believe the earth is flat.
Yeah, other than just the flat earth theory that he's, you know, like kind of let people know he believe, like he's one of those conspiracy theories type of dude. I think that kind of lost the public of him, like, say what? Like, he's one of the niggas who doubt everything happening.
But see, it was at the wrong time. Now you can doubt everything and be successful.
There's no right time to doubt that the earth is round.
So two niggas I know.
I love you, B.O.B. I'm down for
Kyrie Irving said it.
Come on.
Kyrie Irving said the earth is
flat.
flat.
Basketball for a living, you feel me?
But hey, man.
No, he's great. He's great. But I mean, come on, bro.
If you dribble a ball for a living, that doesn't mean that you're not intelligent.
Now,
but
I'm not saying not intelligent, but that nigga did also leave Cleveland when they could have won another ring. I'm just saying. Let's just keep shit and put in perspective.
All right.
All right?
Yo, all right, we're gonna get into a round of verses in a couple minutes, but real quick, we're gonna do one big facts or BS. I think this is Russ's second appearance on here. Maybe you should just write all of these for us.
Russ should write this for us.
Russ, can you just write the next 6 months and
You know, I
just
hit
save us
Russ
some
up,
time?
and I actually, like, it was a real late night pause, I gotta say for this guy. And I was like, yo, I appreciate you trying to kick knowledge, whether I agree on everything you say or not. A lot of artists, when they're successful, they don't give two fucks about trying to impart knowledge. They just,
Yeah.
No?
I'm happy he's doing it with at the height of his career. Because most people do it like when they fall off, or they do it like before they get on, and that prevents them from getting on. Because they look at it like a disgruntled, aspiring artist. But salute the Russ for that.
So he says, artists, having to blow up in your hometown first is an outdated concept. Anyone who tells you that, block their number. The day the internet and social media came about, let alone streaming, is the day the support from your zip codes became irrelevant. Everyone is everywhere. Big facts or BS?
There's a follow-up tweet to this where he basically says that the first place he had a sold-out show was like
Milan and some
overseas
shit,
or- yeah. And basically was saying that the power of the internet, like the whole concept, that's what he said first week really. The whole concept of you need your hometown sports done. Yes and no. So I'm kind of in the middle with this, because for an artist like Russ, like Lil Tecca, and certain other artists where regionality isn't a core part of their music, that works. That can't be the case for a nigga like Meek or YG. You know, like those people be representing where you're from and showcasing on the highest level. You know, I think that's one of the reasons we are popping. So, you know, I think Russ probably saying that not to like act like those artists don't exist, or he's not trying to act ignorant of that. I think he's just saying, look at how I came up. I think Russ is from Jersey. I think so.
I thought it was
He's born in Jersey.
outside of
All right, he was
Atlanta or
born in
something.
Jersey.
Moved to
Yeah, but like
Georgia.
Atlanta don't claim Russ. Russ was in a strip club the other day. I think it was his birthday or something. You say throw 40K in there. He looked mad awkward.
Yeah, it looked super awkward.
Super awkward. But again, you know, I don't think he's ever really claimed a region, whether in his raps or not. He tells where he's been and his influences, but he's not the person who claims.
I'm gonna call BS on this, but I do kind of feel where he's coming from. So if you're artists that come from the streets or represent the street on the hood, you definitely need the support of your neighborhood, right? Because if you're saying that you're from a certain place and people don't jack you there, then it's not gonna translate anywhere else. If you're a street artist, like imagine Jeezy not having the support of Atlanta, or Gucci not having the support of, or the Migos like not having support of Atlanta. Yes, he is right that the internet, that's why I used to always have a term I used to say, that the internet made the world flat, because at the press of a button you can see what's going on anywhere. Like
That B.O.B. shit, man.
at the press of a button you can see what's going on anywhere. No, but I think that I would never say that you don't need it. I think that it's the greatest thing to have the support of your hometown, because like, okay, Tecca, while he is a 17-year-old kid and he's from Queens, and no, he's not no boom bap artist, he does have a record that's being played on radio every day. And when he does, like, while everybody's not into him, when he does one of those shows where radio is a big thing, like a Summer Jam or a Powerhouse, he has the support of his hometown, he could rock that crowd. If you don't have that type of support here, then you just look like anybody else. Now, you can still be successful, but I think that you do need to have, you know, your hometown support.
So let's look at it in two ways, right? You're right. You know, support your hometown. I don't think Queens was like, yo, Lil Tecca is that nigga before he popped.
Absolutely not.
Now he's popped, right? Now they might be like, oh yeah, he one of us, despite whatever he might represent, whoever I'm from that place, right? So I look at it and I kind of agree with you, but then, you know, as I'm seeing things change, I'm wondering, could there be like a street artist that pops that almost becomes a transplant or like gets accepted afterwards? You know what I mean? Like the music happens, then be like, oh yeah, that nigga from here. You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't, because the first question when you're an artist from the streets is, where are you from? You know what I mean? Where's he from?
All right, and I'm not saying this artist makes like street music, but I think this has been a recent point of conversation. YB in the Mirror. You know, he got on. I don't think he got on because Alabama, he's from Alabama,
Yeah.
was supporting him. But he got on. You know, and he got on and he made some comments about Alabama and him leading the charge. And I ain't gonna lie, but I've seen every single, I haven't seen one artist that be like, yeah, like you put a song kind of type. They were all like, nigga, we didn't even know you were from here. Like, that's a lot of what I was hearing.
Yeah.
Right? And then I look at it, I'm like, it feels like they started accepting him after the record, so they weren't really accepting him before the record, but he still popped.
I think.
Is that what maybe Russ is even talking about, even on the aspect where, again, he's not making super street music, but like people from the street might be in the know about shit?
Well, the thing about it is that, like, you know, with artists make street music, they equate it to were you outside doing the shit you talking about. That's the biggest thing. It's like, that's the biggest misconception is like, yo, I didn't see that nigga out here busting his gun, or I didn't see him out here hustling, right? That doesn't mean that you can't rap about certain things, because it's all about perspective. Nas' whole career, well, I wouldn't say his whole career, but a lot of his career was built off watching things through my project window. Even though he was outside, a lot of things he said from the vantage point or the viewpoint, like Kendrick. Kendrick's thing is like not him being specifically active in the streets, but him being in Compton every day, going to school, the shit he see every day he walk outside, right? So I think that it depends on what type of music the artist is making, but artists can never forget where they come from. Like, you know that term, never forget, if you don't know where you come from, you can't know where you're going. I think that, like, it's kind of disrespectful to yourself if you don't recognize or don't want to put on for your city. You know what I mean?
You can tell it affects artists. There's like the want that you guys like need, and then there's want, right?
Right.
So I remember artists, even like Wale talking about very early in his career, like overseas they accepted him first, and DC wouldn't show him love. So even if an artist doesn't necessarily need it, I think it definitely affects them. They're always gonna feel a way about that. I think that's just a human thing, wanting acceptance from like where you actually come from.
That's my perception too, because I look at Rich Kid. He's from New York. But like, if you never was told that, or you don't remember that fact, you'd probably be like, oh, he's from the South. Like, he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, but I mean, when I look at that,
I don't know if it bothers him either, but maybe it does.
But it depends. See, the thing is like, if you're from, like, if you live like yourself, you lived in Jamaica. You know what I mean? You were born and raised in Jamaica, then you moved somewhere else. So yeah, you're from Jamaica, but it's like, you people don't look at you as specifically Jamaican, because you just, that's not what they see. That's not what you're presenting. When you see Rich the Kid, he's not presenting himself like a New York person. Even like Waka Flocka. Like, Waka's family is heavy in Queens. He was born and raised in Queens. He moved to I think Atlanta when he's like 11 years old. But he doesn't present himself as a like New York guy. If you, from how he talks, and of course you moved down there at 11 years.
Everything about him says Atlanta.
It says Atlanta, right? But it's the roots and the history. You can see it. With Rich the Kid, I'm not saying that he's not from New York. I'm just saying I don't see it in anything. One day I just see him say, I'm the best rapper from New York, and it's like, we didn't even know that you
That's the thing. Again,
lived there, like,
exactly.
at
Like, you
one
don't
point in
even
time.
associate him, but he still wants that credit.
Yeah, that's why, like,
They're always gonna want that.
even though I grew up in Harlem, I always tell people I'm from the Bronx too, because I was born and raised in the Bronx. I moved to Harlem when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I always...
You jacking like that, bro?
Huh?
You jacking mad boroughs?
No, I jacked 2 boroughs, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Absolutely.
All right, well, at least finishing up with this topic, right? I think we both agree, like, certain rappers, if you come up on the internet, you can, right? Like, you don't have to. But I think we kind of agree a little bit on the street aspect. If your music is kind of helping you pop because of what you are or represent in the streets, usually you need where you're from's
Support,
influence.
absolutely.
Do you think that'll continue to be the case? We're seeing a lot of weird shit happen, bro.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of weird shit happen. I mean, to an extent. I mean, to an extent. I think that the thing about even being a street rapper, nobody cares until you pop. Like you could be the same kid from the projects right there. Nobody pays you no fucking attention. You go to school every day, come outside, doing rap. Nobody cares. As soon as you got a hit record, everybody wants to not take blame, take whatever for your success. They want to take something for your success. Oh, I knew him. I know his mother, or so that they could get something out of you or get close to you. I just think, like, with artists, you should have like some support from your home. It doesn't mean that you have to have your block, but you have to have some sort of support from your hometown. You know, if you're a New York artist, like, you should definitely have some influence in New York. No, you don't have to be like most respected on a street level or nothing, but you should have some respect in New York where people like you, or people fuck with you, you know?
Yeah, I think this tweet's only allowed because of like, you know, you could, like usually, I think if we go 10, 15 years back, whoever is popping in their hometown, if you are gonna predict who's the next to come out of there, it's gonna be the popping dude, right? It's not just some random person who just gets a hit randomly and like just bubbles out of the internet era. You get me? Like if someone was telling me like, yo, who you think gonna be like the next out of Jersey? I'd be like, oh, shit's I'll be out. Like you got everybody rocking with him. He's heavy in the streets. He's the next up. But then you might have a kid who just comes out of, he's from, I don't know, Asbury Park, and he just drops a record, it takes off on SoundCloud.
And he says he's from Jersey, and he represents Jersey.
He's like, I'm Jersey too. And it's like, it's a little bit different. So I wonder if that could happen on a street level and shit. I don't know. I think in the future that might happen.
Okay, so this is a Big Facts and BS.
I'm going half and half.
Half and half.
BS.
Okay, a BS and a half and half. All right, let's get into a round of verses. We're gonna start with some recent records. So Brooklyn, Casanova featuring Fab. So this is a lead single from Casanova's upcoming album, Behind These Scars. Who had the better verse?
Yo, you know what's crazy about this record? I feel like the challenge
You know,
is
ain't nobody
so...
hit the spin when he says, you know what's crazy.
No, I mean, the challenge is like way bigger than the actual record. You know what I mean? Like the one thing we can say about, I don't know how Casanova does it, but he finds a way to do it every year, like where he can find a wave, like to go every fucking year. Like this was a big thing. He had people rapping from every single region, and it did a lot good. But verses, that's the tough part, because there's so many verses to the song when I think of this. But when I think of this record, I gotta go with Casanova.
Okay.
I gotta go with Casanova, because it's hard to keep up with Fab on the record. Anybody.
Yeah, I refuse to rank this as who raps better. It's clear Fab raps better than Casanova, okay? I actually personally don't like too many of Casanova raps, to be honest. I think he's a cool personality. I'm warming up to his music. The joint with Chris Brown, I kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. The 2M joint was okay, but Davido and my man Tory, they held it down on that. But I can't lie to you, this was really impactful. I thought, you know, it was more, I think it really even bubbled out. I've always looked at things as there's a New York bubble where New York niggas is like, oh, this shit is hot, this is pop. And I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't passing the fucking George Washington Bridge. But I do think this challenge really got a lot of people from all over, from Detroit. I seen people from Dallas chime in. Yeah, everybody was getting into this. And I do have to, I got to give credit to Casanova, and that's what I'm going to say. I'm giving him the credit for not just having the best verse. And I don't think I'm not saying he had the best verse, but because he made this song impactful, I got to rock with him on this one. Can't lie.
All right.
I go Cas for the better verse.
How did we sneak to Drake?
Yo, I used to really hate Casanova's music. I used to listen to Casanova like, yo, I think niggas really only like this because he's tough. Like, this shit's not good. This is not good. But
you tweaking. You ever really listen to his project?
I have.
So the thing I feel like if Casanova, he might not be the most skilled. If he upped his skill a little bit better, then he'd be more respected. But he can get the job done on a
you know, I would like for one day, hopefully, you know, I don't think Casanova hate me no more because we actually. But I would like for him to come on this show, and I think that's a good conversation to have because I didn't like the music at first, and I think maybe he had interpreted like I was just hating, but I didn't like the music. Like I just thought that every time I heard him, like say it was with a feature, he was the standout. But I do think, you know, he's improving a little bit, and he's coming with another one. Also, he got a lot of friends and relationships in the industry. Like he's making moments that I'm starting to be like, okay, I'm warming up to it.
Right.
Trust me, I used to switch as soon as Casanova come on, anytime in the car. Sorry.
Thank you for your honesty, Academics.
I
As
gotta be
always.
honest.
As always.
The most he's talked about Casanova in the past 2 years.
I talk about Casanova a lot. It's just the most complimentary, you mean?
Yeah, the most complimentary, absolutely.
All right, let's go back a little one. This one, Lord Knows, Drake featuring Rick Ross. So this was on Drake's sophomore album, Take Care, produced by Just Blaze. We got 2 Drake songs in here today. I don't know. I feel like Academics finessed this one. Anyway, who had the best verse on Lord Knows?
You're going to be hurt on the second one. I ain't going to hold you. What do you think? It's a classic song.
This is a classic song. This is a classic song. This is one of Just Blaze's best beats he's ever done. I thought Watch the Throne was gonna be on, like he was gonna have these type of beats for Watch the Throne. But I ain't gonna lie, yo, I gotta go with Drake, yo. I have to go with Drake. Ross had a hell of a verse, but I gotta go with Drake. Even though Drake has moments in this verse that I don't like.
Really?
He does, like, he talk about like going through phones and shit.
Like purses and phones.
Yeah, it's like you can't be talking about going
Light-skinned nigga shit.
Yeah, like you can't be talking that type of shit.
That's not that city boy shit.
Right. But you can't be you can't be talking that shit where you gotta rap like this. But I gotta give it to Drake because like just to hear him on a Just Blaze track, we expect a certain level of skill out of you, and I think he shined on it. Now we already know what Ross is gonna do at all the times, but Drake really was able to, and him and Ross got a lot of dope like I thought about this today, they got a lot of fucking dope records together. But he was able to shine. He did not get outshined on this.
Fuck. I feel like the Benedict Arnold, man. Like
What?
Drake might block me after. Because honestly, this is probably the only collab that I would pick Ross on.
Wow.
The
Really?
only one.
Really?
Only out of everything they ever done.
Why though?
Shit, and even up to the two recents, which I think would Gold Roses and even
Money in the Grave.
This is the
Which
only
I love
one.
Money in the Grave, man.
I think Ross just bodies this. Like when I hear this track, of course you hear Drake doing his thing, but like I hear Ross just in that pocket for this record. And honestly, to me, like I would give him the nod, but if Wayne don't say this Drake,
Nah,
man,
I got
fuck it. I might have to switch up. Nah, man, I might have Aubrey behind me. It's Drake.
You were just saying that shit to be contrarian. It was
No,
always Drake, wasn't it?
no. Really, I do give that to like, Lord knows. And by the way, it's not like this is not the conversation where like, oh, did he watch him? No,
Oh, no.
I think it's neck and neck. There's no wrong answer. But when I listen to that track, I fuck with Ross's verse a little bit.
You know, it's another reason why, and I went with Drake. I don't like the way they switched they switched the beat in Ross's verse on the mix. Like like if they would have kept the beat the same way how they kept it for Drake shit, I don't know if I might hear it a different way. But that was another part why I didn't like his verse. Let me not say I didn't like his verse. That was one of the reasons why I picked Drake's verse over Ross's. Just because I like listening to Drake's verse more because of how they kept the loop on the beat. That fact is in there.
If Wayne was picking Drake, that might be something's wrong. I'm picking Drake for this next one. Go ahead though.
I'm about to skip this next one.
No, don't
we
skip
not
the
doing
next
that.
one.
Hell nah. Hell nah. There's no debate on the next one.
No debate?
So then why are we even doing it? The
Are you
fuck is the
bugging?
point?
It definitely is a
Okay,
debate.
Jodeci Freestyle is the song, Drake and Cole, obviously. So Drake just put this one on Care Package, but this originally dropped back in 2013, their second collaboration ever. All right, Ak, let's hear it.
This is not even a debate. And by the way, I'm not gonna say like Drake renegaded him, nothing like that. But I just believe if you really listen to both verses, and I do believe
Drake
J.
got
Cole,
two verses on there.
Well, he has the first, and then J. Cole has the middle, and he has the end, right? I think it's his.
Nah,
like
J. Cole ends it, but it's like
But he has two. All right.
he has like two verses.
Yeah, but it's the same length. So let's not try to like make it unfair. Like it's the same length. Cole was rapping for a fucking long time. All I gotta say is that I don't know. I felt like Drake was dropping gems, man. Like I was listening to this shit like this morning, getting out of the shower. Pay yourself and owe yourself when you come to your city. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. Drake one of the greatest after this shit, man. I'm telling you, this shit is like no diss or no sneak diss to Cole, but I think if you listen to this shit and listen to what Drake is saying, and you're not coming across with the same opinion I am in terms of Drake had it, I don't know. I need to hear the explanation if you think it's a debate.
All right. J. Cole, I'm gonna tell you why. Because 2013, we have to go into the time frame of 2013
Ooh, okay.
and how J. Cole is perceived as he's just this college kid rapper that only can rap about and Sally Mae.
So this is right before Forest Hills Drive, right?
Yeah, this is before Forest Hills Drive, right? This is before Forest Hills Drive, but he's still perceived as somebody who like
Y'all about to give me the
only
let me
raps
get the lyrics,
about
man. Somebody
certain
give me
shit.
my phone. Y'all
Pull
about
up the lyrics. Pull up the lyrics.
Yeah.
Pull
I
up
think
the
y'all about to
No, J.
try to bring
Cole,
history into it.
Nah, J.
You right
Cole.
though.
He turned around in the
Nigga
chair
said,
and
hold up
everything.
now.
No, for real, because was J. Cole, while he didn't body Drake, I don't like again. Like the last year, I don't think it's.
Are you picking Cole or are you just trying to like be contrarian?
Now let him
No,
set
I'm
it
not
up.
being
I
contrary.
like this long setup.
I'm not being contrary. Just for the sake of argument, I really believe that Cole had a better verse.
Man,
I believe that Cole had a better verse.
No, go ahead. Come on, man.
Go through
Come
it.
on, man.
Go through it. Because at this time, everybody expects Drake to have the best verse.
Matlock on all this. Yo, he started talking that bullshit that I think we seen from Hove, like when Hove's matured in the game, and he's really just talking.
Yeah.
Yo, this thing was giving more advice than my fucking financial advisor. I kid you not.
That's horrible.
Listen, this is facts. I'm telling you, man, pay yourself or owe yourself. Yo, and by the way, it's a setup too, because he has his father on the sample. It's a setup. Come on, man. Like, that's his pops talking on a little interlude between you get to the next joint. How you gonna pick Cole on this?
I pick Cole.
No, hold up, man. We not done.
I pick Cole.
We not done. We not done.
Go ahead. What's your favorite
please
line?
stop arguing, but who's the best MC? I think everyone would agree. I don't even know who he's dissing. Who is he dissing? I'm on Genius. Who's he dissing? I love that he be dissing niggas. Oh, I think that was that Kendrick. Yeah, you right. Stop playing, man. Yo, Drake. Yo, I was listening to one of on one of my rides back, to the crib. What was I listening to? Do Not Disturb and Western Road Flows. And I'm glad him and Tory are cool, but he roasted that nigga Tory. He roasted that.
No, Drake can rap. He can rap. He can definitely rap.
That's the reason why you blocked, bro. Like,
I'm not blocked anymore.
You're not blocked?
No, I'm not blocked anymore.
I did that for you, bro.
Now you see how people want to take credit for your shit?
I did that.
Fuck out of here. I got J. Cole on this stuff.
Niggas like that be like, you'll ask him for something, they really can't get it for you, but when it happens, be like, yeah, I did that for you. Be like, oh, are you verified? Did that for you, bro.
I tell you, I'm the nigga with like 2020s. Ag ain't never did nothing for me. Nobody never did nothing for me.
Hey, let me tell you this. Yo, I had 3 people. I remember when I finally got like verified on like Instagram. 3 people hit me like, "Oh, where you were verified?" Yeah, that's that word I put in for you like long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, shut up. I was asking you for months. You kept saying you were doing something, you were doing shit. I talked to one person that got verified the next day. Get out of here.
That's how it happened for me too.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going with Drake.
All right.
I go with J. Cole.
Okay. It's time. So we said Cole announced a few days ago that he's done doing features. He had a pretty good run. So we are going to rank our favorite, well, not favorite, the best, or are we calling it favorite? They're each going to rank.
In more recent times.
The guys are going to rank what they think are Cole's best features over the past couple years. And we're going to start with Wayno. So we're going 5-1, or should we do...
We can do 5-1. All right, so Sojourner, Rhapsody featuring Cole. Even though I feel like now Rhapsody body Cole on this. Rhapsody definitely body Cole on this, but it was.
Included it?
Huh?
You included it, bro?
Absolutely.
Didn't you guys both include this at
Absolutely.
number 5?
No, you got it in there. Right?
No. Yeah, it is on mine as well. But I remember when we discussed it, you were in the opinion. You still have the opinion that Rhapsody completely bodied.
Yeah, she got.
I thought Cole held up.
Cause I mean, again, I think it's one of the reason why I said that is only because this is not verses, but the reason why I said that is because, when you see J. Cole next to something, you know what you got to do. And Rhapsody is a supreme lyricist, and I knew she could hold it down, but she went way above what I thought she was going to do on the record. But Sojourner featuring J. Cole, right, off the Eve album. Next, I got Offset, How Did I Get There, featuring Cole. I think that, like this one, this feature, the Journal Moneybag Yo is like the kind of joints that you don't expect to see happen. And this is one of my favorite joints, from this year. J-Rock, OSOM, that was really dope. Dope video. One of my favorite joints, especially off of J-Rock's Redemption album. Again, like, it's these situations where it's like you put Cole, not saying that he wouldn't rap with J-Rock, but it's kind of like a unorthodox feature. I don't think that J-Rock's gonna get a J. Cole feature, but so number 2, I have.
Do you switch this one?
Yeah, I did. No, I put it in there
this was
originally.
number 1. I wasn't mad at it at number 1.
Oh, no. I had it. I got it as number 2. So number 2 is A Lot, featuring Cole. And I just think that when you get a chance to work with Cole, you got to create a moment in time. While some joints is like a lot of people might not, unless you're a Moneybag Yo fan, might not be into that joint. They made a record that's going to be remembered forever with A Lot. From the video to even just them telling the story about how it came about. But number 1 is Bob Low Boat, Race to 5'9", featuring J. Cole. I mean, salute to my man Royce, but I listen to Cole's verse. Every time I listen to the song, it's hard for me to get off Cole's verse. I rewind it at least 7 times. You know what I mean? But That's my list.
All right, that's Wayno's ranking. It's a pretty good list. Ak, what's good?
What you got, Ak?
All right, I'm gonna start at 5. We got some of them that interlap. I rock with a Rhapsody joint, Sojourner, with Cole. Like, I felt, it was two MCs on the track, just kind of like they weren't going at each other, but like they were putting up stats, bro.
Absolutely.
And like, I don't look at that track as, oh, this person outdid this person. I was like, yo, they both probably helped each other to step their shit up.
Right.
So I had that at 5. 4, I had another one that you had, which is 21 Savage, A Lot.
4. How
Yeah,
did
it's
the
crazy.
4 though?
Honestly, it was a challenge for me to even put in my top 5.
Really?
To be honest. Just because it was kind of like mainstream, it's a single type record.
Yeah, but that's
but
what you've been criticizing him forever for not being able to give that kind of feature.
No. I'm glad that he did, but I'm like, if we're ranking some of the features that he went off on, like a lot of them weren't singles. You get me? A lot of them where he was just on some joints and nigga went crazy. So like, I didn't want to just be like, oh yeah, because that's the single that everybody rock with. So, but I do like that song a lot. So anyway, I have it at 4.
Real quick, verse caused a lot of controversy too. How many faking their streams? You remember that was a big thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think people feel like he low-key was exposing people, which Russ continued later.
Russ is down to expose everybody.
Yeah, I don't know about who faking their streams, man.
Right.
But Cole was right. Anyway, then a lot of the other joints, so from 3 to 1 are joints that weren't singles, or I don't know if this was fight, because I do have the B.O.B. I don't know if that was a single, but it wasn't presented to me on the mainstream. Like, it was kind of like me listening to it like, oh shit, yo, this nigga like rapping like he's broke. You feel me? And the J.I.D. joint, I really got onto J.I.D. this year. So I'm pleasantly surprised. So when I listened to that, I'm like, okay, him and Cole. Then when I was really impressed with him, if you remember
last year, you didn't get on him last year?
Well, I think this was from 2018. So
right.
we went in that time period.
Right.
But when I had comments about this, I think I even said J.I.D. out rap Cole. But I do believe, like, listen to them on a record, it was like, it's kind of the same thing that I'm going with the Rhapsody. You feel me? The Sojourner joint. Then I had Royce the 5'9", the Pablo Boat joint.
Right.
I really think that and my number 1, I think he went off the most on. You know when a nigga rapping and be like, yo, damn, this nigga, you know, he started making that face like, this nigga is killing this shit.
Right.
I feel that, and I think all of the names in my top 3 is because he's on a record with someone who is of lyrical superiority that I feel like Cole is snapping like that.
Right.
You're with Royce the 5'9".
It's hard to have a better verse than Royce the 5'9".
Exactly. Right. So I think it's one of those, like, you're on there, you just gotta go dumb unless you trying to do you're on that Big Sean shit, like, yo, let me hear what you did. And then so he went crazy on that. And the number 1 joint, and the reason I'm gonna put this as number 1 is because for a while I felt this individual retired and I stopped listening to his music because I wasn't seeing much stuff come out. But when I did see this, I was like, let me check it out. And to be honest, I just felt like Cole just fucking went nuts. And it's a joint with him and Wale. And it's the My Boy Freestyle. I thought just hearing Cole's performance on that, it was easily my number 1.
Not a bad list.
That's why you got a goddamn list. You know you a Cole stan.
Yeah, maybe it's too obvious. What's the point? What is the point? Thank you, guys. Curious what your rankings are for Cole's best features. Past 2 years, if you want to hit us on Twitter, we can show some of them on Monday at Everyday Strug with 2 G's. Now, let's see. We only have a couple minutes left. So real quick, Designer still really wants to get off of good music. He was supposed to come up here. I think we started that conversation. I don't know what happened. So he was on social media again past few days tweeting, free me from this label.
No, it's the Lable.
Excuse me, free me from this Lable.
Come on, stop it, yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, you know, in discussing Designer's career and when we were, you know, trying to be as objective and kind of speculative too, because we don't know exactly what's going on or what his mind state might be or what his situation is, we did throw out label, right? And the only thing I was left questioning with this is that, you know, he signed to Good Music, which is through Def Jam.
Right.
I don't know if it's, I'm guessing it's probably Good Music, but I don't know if it's Def Jam. I don't know. So I'm gonna just say one of them. But honestly, do I believe it's them really with him at this point? I don't know. I honestly believe that he should have never really signed with Good Music in the beginning. You know, I thought that was a misstep. And while they were hot,
Wow, man, that record wouldn't have been as big as it was if he ain't signed with Good Music.
you mean that record would have been as big as it was if Kanye didn't hop on it? Doesn't mean he had to sign.
I mean, if he wasn't on Good Music, Kanye's not hopping on the record. Kanye's not getting on that record. At that time, bro, nah.
That was a single. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was the shit that was giving Kanye. Like, Kanye's hopping on the niggas. Like, I don't know if that moment. I think that moment still happens. I might be wrong, but I still think that moment
has to happen.
I think that moment still happens. Of course, if you sign, the moment now happens, then it's bigger. And yo, this is my little man who just gave me this track. It's different, but I just always felt like the Good Music, like the aura of it, if you could consider it that. You know, back then that was a thing. Now Good Music's a little bit scattered. I just never thought that designer fit in.
I think that Good Music is for artists that kind of know who they are, and I think that designer didn't know himself at this time. I got a chance to have a conversation with him, like briefly, and he was like, a lot of people, what they didn't realize is that when I had that record, I was 18 years old. He looks a little older, but he was like, I was 18 years old. I just got out of high school, you know what I mean? And he has the #1 record in the country. Boom, shit goes diamond. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he really had a sound. I mean, his sound, everybody was joking on him, saying, oh, he sound like Future, but I don't think he had found himself as an artist, and he got such a fucking incredible boost. I mean, when you look at the past couple years, all the artists that have big records, like a Young M.A., like a Designer, like a Tekka, like, damn, New York has been putting up some fucking hit records, right? But when you look at a lot of certain artists, a lot of them don't really know themselves. Look at Young M.A. Young M.A. took some time to put her album together. It took 3 years for her to get that album together, but it's coming out in 2019.
But what's good with him on the label right now? Is he just stuck? Does he have a team? Are they supporting him? Or are they waiting for him to get hot on his own?
I don't know. I mean, I know how most things work. Like the nice idea is to be that if you're unsatisfied, you could just quit a job. It's not like that when you sign to a record label, you know, because there's a little bit of a tug of war. Okay, we could let him go because he's not producing, but if I let him go and he pops off, then we miss out on it. So they kind of, I think they play the waiting game a bit. And if you're not motivated to do music or to get your shit bumping, then you're just gonna sit. So I think that, and I can't speak for Designer, but I think that he just needs to find within himself and get his music right. And I don't know if he hasn't been doing that. I'm just from the outside speaking, present his shit and get himself rocking. Like, you gotta get hot.
So I think he moved out to LA. You know, I was watching a couple of lives and I seen, you know, he been popping a lot of shit on Instagram. Like, yo, you know, like, and kind of, to be honest, it's the first time we even heard that nigga, like, speak clearly. That nigga used to speak in mumble rap. Let's be honest, right? Like, we never heard him sound clear and give thoughts. He was just, he was that guy, right?
He was a silly kid.
He
was a silly kid.
100%. But clearly, you know, over time, you start hearing that clarity, you start hearing him being able to communicate, and 100% get it, we would have wished that was the case when he had the hit record out, but that wasn't. Now, I do think he's working. I do think he's working. I just don't know how the structure of how Good Music is putting out record works with him.
Yeah.
Like, did that 7-album shit work with him?
Yeah.
No, because he was the first person to put one out. He put out a 7-song project. He put out his project and then Pusha came after. He put out 7 songs first.
Yeah, but his project wasn't like the week before. His project was like either a couple months
That
before.
was 1 month before.
Yeah, but it felt so detached, and it also felt it didn't work like that. You know, like most of the projects, like shit. Is it fair to say that Pusha's project lasted a few months, but Pusha makes a different type of music for a different type of audience compared to him?
I mean, Pusha's a 20-year veteran.
It's just not a good label for a developing artist.
It's not.
It never has
I always
been.
feel like he should be rocking how the kids of his generation's rocking.
Absolutely.
You know, and maybe they probably looked at it as, hey, we're doing artist development here. That might have worked with like Sean to some
Yeah, that
some
shit
extent.
But
work
did
for
it
him.
work? It took him a long time too.
Sean put out a lot of, see, that's the thing that people don't see.
He
I
dropped
mean,
a lot of his own tapes, but it took him forever to get to the album, considering when they actually signed him.
Exactly. Hey, man, I
artist.
hope he figures it out. Designer's a very cool dude.
Man, get that nigga off that lable, okay? That's all we gotta do.
All right, free Designer. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll be back here Monday on Everyday Struggle. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Peace.